Today we're going to be talking about what is a soul and what happens to a soul when a person dies. Now, why is this important? Well, we're talking about this because the Christian world believes that the soul is something that lives on apart from the body when the person dies. They say, listen, when the person dies, the body dies, but the soul keeps on living. Is this true? Why is this important? Because biblical truth is important. And if we're going to let the Bible explain itself, then we have to be open to corrections on what corrections is going to give us. So first question, does the soul live on when a person dies? In the book of Psalms 89:48, it says, "What is man that he shall live, and shall not see death? Shall he deliver his soul from the hand of the grave?" So there, David is telling us that the soul goes to the grave, that the soul doesn't live on, that the soul doesn't keep on living after the person dies, that the soul goes to the grave along with the body. Now that we know that the soul doesn't live on, because the prophet David is not a liar, now that we know that the soul doesn't live on, let's look at what a soul is. And we get that in the book of Genesis. To be exact, it's in Genesis 2:7. And this is what it says, explaining what a soul is. It says, "And the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul." There's a word there that's interesting. It says he became a living soul. Not that he inherited a living soul. He became a living soul. So we look back to the creation when God created man, and we see one that God creates man, which is lifeless man with no life. Then God breathes into his nostril the breath of life, and man become a living soul. So what was Adam? Adam was a living soul. What am I when I'm born? I'm a living soul. What are you when you're born? You're a living soul. We all are living souls. If you look in the book of Acts, it says that when Paul was in the ship, there was over 100 living souls with him on that ship. And it's all over the Bible. When a person dies, does their soul live on? According to David, no. The soul goes to the grave. And on top of it all, what is a living soul? A living soul is a breathing, living person. A living soul is the combination of lifeless man combined with the breath of God, which equals the soul, which equals what you are right now. So why is this important? Well, it's important because one, man is not immortal. Man is subjected to death. And when a man dies, he doesn't continue to live. Only God has immortality. Only Jesus has immortality. And he's only going to give it to those who inherit it by faith and live according to his word in the last day. Satan is going to use a big deception to come into the world and deceive people that their souls have been living on in heaven. He's going to do a false resurrection as your false family members right before Jesus Christ comes back. And he's going to come back as Christ himself, saying that he resurrected. Is going to be a false resurrection. And he's going to scrape the whole world on his side. So when that the real Jesus Christ comes back, they're going to say that's not the real Jesus, because we just saw the false devil Jesus, and that's the real one. So we have to be careful and know and tell people of this lie that has entered into the Christian world, that a soul is something that lives on, and the soul doesn't die, when David just said that the soul that's in the grave will die. What happens now that you heard this message? You have to prepare. There is no more time. Jesus Christ is soon to return. And when he returns, he's coming to pick up his children. And he's going to destroy everyone else. And I'm telling you this because this is the final warning. Just like Noah preached, get into the ark. This is the preaching of get into the ark once again. Jesus Christ is soon to return. Give your heart to him every day and live according to his word.